So let's start adding the new ifs. I promised you an if that will check if at least the right part of the player, which is at my x plus the size of the player of 30, if at least the right part of the player is right enough so that it touches at least the left part of the enemy. So we need the rightness at least of the right part of the player to be bigger than at least the left part of the enemy X. And in the previous game we already started with console logs at this moment, but I think that we can write a few more lines of code that we already know, such as if at least the left part of the player is left enough so that it touches at least the right part of the enemy. In order for me to understand where the right part of the enemy is, I need to add the enemy size to enemy X, which is the left part of the enemy, and only if those two ifs are both true, only then I need to print a text such as there is collision on x-axis. Let's see if this is going to be printed at all. In order for me to see such a text, I need to place the player here in the right part of the screen, where you can see that the enemy is going at. It looks like my new if is working, and I can easily continue to expanding this check with two more new ifs, in which I am not going to check anything about the x's, but instead about the y's. This is a simple task that you can do now, but instead I want to change the subject. I'm bored from programming, and instead I'm going to tell you about meteorology. I think that you know what is meteorology. This is the science about the weather. We can make a lot of evaluations using simple input device that I have here in my home. It's a very high-tech device, and I doubt any of you have ever seen such a thing, because it allows us to gather data about the weather outside, and we can do this throughout walls. So it's a device that enables us to see through walls. I'm going to touch it now. I don't know if you hear this sound, but this is me knocking on the input-output device for visualization through walls. It's called a window, and have you seen windows ever? So the windows are a device that allows us to gather data about the weather outside. There are at least two booleans that we can see through the window, even if it's far away and we cannot see everything. We always can see at least two things throughout our window, and those are: does it rain, and is it sunny? So I say that we can have such a variables, and their value cannot be totally random. There are only two possibilities for the values of Boolean variables. And for example, I can see through my window that today does it rain is true, and is it sunny today is false. So those are the first bools that I can see through my window, and actually there aren't any other bools that I can see through my window. Yeah, windows aren't so great. I wonder if there is something that I can evaluate from those only two booleans. For example, I can guess if I look in the sky from outside. I can't do it from home. I can see the sky through my window. But if I'm outside, there are sometimes orange and purple curly lines in the sky, and around them green lines. Have you seen it? It's really crazy. You've never heard of such thing? I'm crazy? No. I'm talking about rainbows. Do you think that today there might be a rainbow? Well, rainbows demand a rain, and yeah, we have rain today, but they also demand to be sunny, and today it's not sunny. So even though I cannot see through my window all the directions of the sky, I know that there isn't any rainbow in any direction, so I can safely write here false. There is no rainbow. There is another thing that I can evaluate only using my two booleans, does it rain and is it sunny. It's about a high-tech device that can prevent me from hyperhydration or hyperpigmentation. Yeah, those are pretty dangerous conditions, so I don't want to sunburn today. Do you think I should use such a device for protection against sun? Oh, I don't need protection against sun today, it's not sunny. But this device also protects me from hyperhydration, which means getting wet. And do I need such a device? You don't believe me that there is such a device that will protect me from the rain? Oh, it's called umbrella. Have you heard it? So, do I need umbrella today? Yes, I need umbrella. It will not protect me from the sun. It's not sunny, but it does rain. I will definitely use the umbrella. Have you ever experienced some other kind of day? Today is rainy but not sunny. And perhaps you remember other types of days. Perhaps your birthday. On your birthday, was it rainy and not sunny? Or perhaps yesterday. Yesterday, was it rainy but not sunny? For example, yesterday, does it rain was false, and is it sunny was false. Have you experienced such days? Usually when it's cloudy there is no sun, but sometimes it doesn't rain, so there are some days like this. And should I expect a rainbow in such a day? No. There can be no rainbow if it's not sunny, and neither does it rain. Do I need an umbrella in such a day? This is a device that can protect me for hyperpigmentation. Okay, I will stop with the crazy words. Did you laugh at all? So, the umbrellas can protect me from sun and rain, but there is nothing of those, so I don't need any umbrella. Okay. Are there any other types of days that you've experienced? For example, I remember the day when I was born, because I have a great memory, and it was a brilliant day, and it does rain this day, and it was sunny. So, do you think there was a rainbow? Well, actually, this is the exact day that there are rainbows, because it's both rainy and sunny, and there is a rainbow. And do I need an umbrella in such a day? Yeah. I definitely need an umbrella in a day when it's both sunny and rainy, because it's really horrible when the cold rain drops on your sunburned skin. Please use an umbrella in such a day. Are those all the possible days that we can see through our window? Is there any other combination of our booleans? Does it rain and is it sunny? Well, I hope you've thought of the last possible day that we can see through our window. In it, does it rain is false, and is it sunny is true. I think you have experienced such a days. In such a day, can we see a rainbow? No, not really. We need the rain too. And do we need a device that will protect us from rain and sun? Well, umbrellas will not help us against the rain, because there is no rain today, but they are very useful against sunburns, so I will definitely take my umbrella and look really scary in such a day. Whoa, this is a really long talk from me. And why did I did it? Why am I talking all this crazy stuff about meteorology? Wait a second. What should I teach you? Was it meteorology? Oh, I should teach you programming? Really? Oh, why am I telling you all this stuff? Is it because perhaps the rules that we used to determine when we have a rainbow and when we need umbrella are some kind exactly the rules to combine Boolean variable that we already know to achieve new Boolean variable? But what was the English sentence that we say when we want to teach somebody when there is a rainbow and when to use an umbrella? Well, actually, it's a pretty simple sentence, and it's really similar for both the rainbow and the umbrella. There is one difference between a short English words in the middle of those sentences. So, can you tell me the short sentence that you would use to explain to somebody about the rainbows and the umbrellas? I will try my own example after a second, but if you want, think for this more and pause the video. Well, if you cannot decide what is your sentence, I will show you mine. If does it rain and is it sunny? There is a rainbow. Does it sound like a good rule for rainbows? Well, you're going to be surprised, but there is almost the same sentence, and I should only change this but I will change one more thing between does it rain and is it sunny. So can you think of a rule for when to use umbrellas? Well, we need an umbrella if does it rain, blah, is it sunny? Ah, what? There is no such word as blah? I should replace it with some other word? Oh, yes, this is the word or. Do you like those two sentences? They are nice, but they still don't have anything to do with programming, do they? Actually, what I showed you is an example of the words and or that are also used not only in English language but also in programming languages, and we can write them in our JavaScript code when we have two booleans that we want to combine in a single if, for example. Do you know where we have such a problem? Or perhaps we don't have only two such booleans, but perhaps four? So, of course, our collision check could use such a help from such a English words as and or. If I tell you how to write them in our code, well, to write and used in the rule for rainbow, you should press the Shift key, hold it, and while you are holding it, press 7 to appear double ampersand signs. This sign could be called ampersand. The other word that we talked about today, or, is used in the rule for umbrella, and we can write it by pressing Shift and the key left of your Enter key. It's a key that on my keyboard have brackets, also tilted line, straight line, and if I press this key while I am holding the Shift key, I will see two straight lines, and this is the sign that we will use to say or in our code. For example, between two booleans, to understand whether at least one of the booleans is true. This is totally different than AND, which checks if both bools are true. I want you to write our new knowledge in your special sheet of paper, and then think which of those can be useful to write our collision check much shorter.